deep, 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 deep down, David Cameron is very, very shallow. That's the truth. And he might, for all I know, not be a shallow person. He might not be superficial. He might have triumphed over his background. He might be a class warrior in reverse, who knows? But the fact is, he's got to be shallow, he's got to be superficial. He's got to refuse to disclose. He's got to maintain secrets. He's got to keep his cards close to his chest. Why? Because the moment that he makes a straightforward policy statement and appears to become profound, he splits his party down the middle. He can't do it on the environment, because he'll have all the rednecks raving and storming about the way in which he's ruining business. He can't do it really on taxation, which is why they got in such a twist over their family taxation policies, which are non-policies. He can't do it over cuts in every sphere, because how can he make the commitment to strengthen the armed forces and sustain the war in Afghanistan and maintain our military stance and order the next generation nuclear weapons and build 2 aircraft carriers and have the program of cuts that he wants? He can't make any direct, solid statement. Go through all the policies. Europe, he's got to sustain this stupid idea that somehow we can live a semi-detached existence from the rest of the European Union. He's got to do it, partly because that's what he really believes, but also because he's got some slavering nationalists in his party, some near-UKIP factions that will absolutely go ape if he was to make any sort of friendly overtures towards the European Union, which we've been in now for 37 years. It's about time we made up our minds about that. But he's frightened to do it. I tell you what, I look at him sometimes on Europe and I think, well, at least the Trots in the Labour Party only really took over Liverpool. In the Tory Party, the Trots have taken over the shadow cabinet. They're in there. They're running the show. And if we attack on that basis to show up the dishonesties, the refusal to disclose, the shadowy nature of their approach, we'll be with the grain of what people think. Because I tell you what, after a slump, and with the support of virtually the whole of the press, unreservedly for the Tory Party, on a good day, he's scoring 40%. And you've got to ask yourself, what measure of wisdom is there in the British people to refuse to say, even to pollsters, that they are prepared to accept David Cameron in these circumstances? Well, they've rumbled the guy. They know that he is superficial. They know that he is slippery and slithery. They know that he is insubstantial. And they also know that a country in difficulty with ambitions for the future would be taking a terrible gamble on an alternative government led by this guy. So when we attack them, especially on these grounds, and we show up their insincerity and their lack of substance, we are with the grain of public opinion. Remember the record. Connect it with what we stand for, our principles and convictions. Demonstrate how we are addressing the current crisis realistically without losing sight or commitment to our fundamental beliefs in care and quality and justice and fairness and liberty. And turn our guns against them, not inward on ourselves.